Hello, welcome to the show. My name's Aaron. This is Newsday for the 17th of February 2026. We're going to talk news. We're going to talk all about news, movies, and games. Everything there is to know about the things that are going on in the world of those things. Thank you so much for joining me today. Whether you're watching live or watching the podcast later, much appreciated. Leave us a like and subscribe, whatever. Follow on Twitch, whatever. Anything you can do to help us out here. I've got news to talk about. We're gonna just start with smaller stuff. Well, not big stuff, but like depressing stuff. Robert Duvall today, who is an Oscar-winning actor. He was in The Godfather and Apocalypse Now. He died today at 95. That's a pretty good life. That dude could act. He was also in The Fugitive and Twilight Zone and Mod Squad. Lots of things. Yeah, dude was cool. He was also in MASH and Network. Too many movies to mention. So rest in peace to him. An absolute fucking legend. If he showed up in a thing, you knew this was good shit. Mostly. All right. We'll get to our main story today is going to be AI again. But not so much about, what it's making, but about what it's destroying. But first, let us talk about some other bad news. The developers of Highguard, what's their studio name? Wildlight Entertainment. They just released Highguard, not too long ago, like a few weeks ago, and essentially most of their staff have been laid off now. The game did not do well. People didn't seem to like it, and nobody's really playing it. Where do you go? Here's something because people always talk about like concurrent users on Steam. Where does one go to find concurrent users on Steam? I literally just deleted Highguard. I gave it a go. Didn't love it. It was fine, but it was not for me. Oh, it keeps making noises. Community hub? Discussions? Or is like, do you have to go like a special website? Concurrent users on Steam. Steam charts. All right. Let's go. Can I just search for a game? Highguard. Currently has 1,280 people playing it. It peaked, its all-time peak was 97,000 people. Which, for a new video game is a new video game that relies on multiplayer. It's quite low, unfortunately for them. But level designer Alex Grainer posted about the news on his LinkedIn account, saying he's looking for whatever's next after he and an unknown number of his fellow employees have been let go. Kotaku reached out to Wildlight for comment, but they didn't hear back before they posted the story. High Guard was announced in December during the 2025 Game Awards, and it didn't go over well with some sides of the internet. Then hang on, I need to click on. Why didn't it go over well? I think just because it was the last. It was like supposedly the big thing at the end of the show. People expect the one more thing to be like a huge deal, and it just wasn't. It was a multiplayer shooter from a team of people that previously worked on some great games like Titanfall, but it didn't look great. It looked fine. Like, it didn't look terrible. It didn't look like a bad game necessarily. It just looked kind of like generic and like what. Wildlight did eventually get back to Kotaku. This is from the 11th, so last Wednesday. Today, we made an incredibly difficult decision to part ways with a number of our team members while keeping a core group of developers to continue innovating on and supporting the game. We're proud of the team talent and the product we've created together. We're also grateful for the players who gave the game a shot and those who continue to be a part of our community. Yeah, it's a bummer. That sucks. It sucks to I don't know how long they spent on the game. It would have been years, obviously. To spend years working on this thing and release it, and literally like weeks later, just lose your job, and that's it. This thing you worked years on is now going to go on without you. For how much longer? Who knows? Not me. Not anyone. This industry is crazy. You release a game, you hope it does well. If not, that's it. That's the end of your time with the company that made that game. And hopefully you can move on and work with a different company to make a different game that hopefully will do well. But nobody knows for sure. Speaking of things that aren't doing well, SEGA has, or SEGA, if you want to call it that. I live in Australia. We call it SEGA. SEGA. Even though at the beginning of Sonic the Hedgehog it goes SEGA, we still say SEGA because that's how we roll here. SEGA records $200 million impairment write-down for Rovio during Q3. I keep forgetting that SEGA owns Rovio. And so have they, I guess. SEGA Sammy has released its financial results for the 9 months ended December 31st, 2025, noting significant declines in operating and ordinary income due to new game releases that failed to meet sales expectations. Well, hang on. What games did SEGA put out last year? SEGA Games 2025. I mean, these are all before. Didn't this say September? 9 months. 9 months from December. Okay. All right. So Sonic Cross Worlds mustn't have done well for them. Shinobi, which is a shame because that game's so fucking good. If you haven't played Shinobi Art of Vengeance yet, play it. It's really good. The art style's incredible. Gameplay is great. It's a very good game. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. Didn't they just put out another Yakuza game? But this is December last year, so that doesn't count. The company also wrote down the value of Angry Birds developer Rovio, acquired in 2023 for $776 million. That's a lot to pay for the developers of Angry Birds. What else do they even make? I couldn't tell you. Literally, their website is just it's Angry Birds. It's all Angry Birds on here. There's no other games. It's Angry Birds 2, Angry Birds Dream Blast, Angry Birds Bounce, Angry Birds Friends. Surely these poor developers that work for Rovio can make other games that aren't Angry Birds. Give them a chance. Jesus Christ. Yes. So they paid $776 million for it. But they've written down the value now, so that's resulting in an impairment loss of $200 million. Jesus Christ. That's so much money to pay for the Angry Birds developers. Why? I'm sure at the time, well, even like 2023 when they bought, that seems like a bad investment in 2023. Angry Birds was well over by then. That's crazy. Well, anyway, they've lost $200 million on Rovio, on the value that they bought it at. Crazy. Dan Trachtenberg, who the last few years has been working on the Predator franchise with Disney. He did the last 3 Predators. A Predator, adjacent things. A Predator. Listen, fucking. He did Prey. He did the TV show, like the animated series thing that they put out, and then just did Predator Badlands. He's been very Predatored out, but he's just signed a first look deal with Paramount, which means it's anything he makes, or any kind of deal that if he's gonna make a movie, it has to go through Paramount first. They get a look at it, and they get to decide if they want it or not, and then he passes it on to someone else, if they don't want it. But because he's made this deal now, Paramount work with Bad Robot, and Dan Trachtenberg directed 10 Cloverfield Lane back in the day. And so he was asked, basically, any chance of making another Cloverfield movie? And his reply was, it was almost like oh my God, wait, when we were talking about stuff, it came up, and I was like, oh yeah, wait a second, I've done that. I could maybe. So maybe. And I certainly kept in touch with the folks at Bad Robot and J.J. Abrams, and we've certainly discussed different things over the years, not Cloverfield related. So, 10 Cloverfield Lane's really good. And it goes places you may not expect. The majority of the movie just takes place in a house with people who, I don't want to go into spoilers, but there's shit going on outside the house, and these people are stuck in the house. It's a good movie. You should watch it. Probably the best Cloverfield movie. No offense to the original Cloverfield, but it's definitely better than the Cloverfield Paradox, which is, it's a Netflix movie, is what that is. I think that was originally supposed to not even be a Cloverfield. Well, I think 10 Cloverfield Lane was also not supposed to be a Cloverfield movie, but that ended up being a good movie where Paradox was not. Supposedly there is a 4th one coming, 4th Cloverfield, but there's no official anything about that. I would like to see Dan Trachtenberg do other things. As much as I would like another Cloverfield movie that's a good one. What even is a Cloverfield movie at this point? They're loosely tied together. They're not really related. They're just in a series somehow. Actually, this website, Screen Rant, has a Cloverfield timeline of how the movies connect. Okay. I blocked out most of Cloverfield Paradox. I watched that movie once and I was like, yes, this is something that I was sitting in front of, and it was happening to me. It was happening in front of me, and I observed it. And now I finished observing it, and now I can move on with my life. But this article says that the third movie, Cloverfield Paradox, suggests alternate realities can connect the movies. So I guess it's just they're all alternate realities where weird shit happens. I guess. Either way, I would, yeah. I'd like to see Dan Trachtenberg do new things. Or, you know, if he's going to do a Cloverfield movie, it'll at least be something new. It'll be newish. It'll be in a Cloverfield series, but it will at least be a new thing, right? Unless he's going to make Cloverfield 2. But I don't think that's going to happen. Scorpion's costume has been revealed in Spider-Man brand new. Hey, how about you? Don't call me a hoe. The fuck? Cloverfield 2? Maybe. Who can say? Not me. Once again, I have no idea what's going on with anything. Is the chat box not on top of... It should be up here. Hang on. Let's get this back up here. All right. Oh, there it is. Somehow it fell down. The chat box fell down, go boom. I know. It's usually so professional. Not today, though. It's news day. Which I guess is supposed to be the most professional one, but not today. I guess. Let's see. If I... Oh, hang on. Let me go into... Ugh, God, okay. Let me go into studio mode here. I'm sorry to be so disappointing. Okay, now if I go to gameplay, and then I get rid of this one, and I... Where are we? Do 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 do. Felt like I need to like just have music loaded at any time where I'm doing this shit, and I just play fucking elevator music while I'm fucking around trying to figure out where I'm going here. Okay, window capture. We're gonna capture this one. Okay. And I'm gonna make this smaller. Yeah. And then we're gonna make this bigger. I know you're not seeing anything right now, but you will. Okay. And then we're gonna... Ready for the transition? There it is. What's happening in the noose? The fuck? Oh, noose. Gotcha. Yeah, there's this image, which why did I even click on it? This is from... Where is this from? It's a Brazilian store. What do they sell? I don't know. Oh, it's just merch. Merch stuff. Got some spot. Oh, this is... Oh, that's cool. The fuck? This is... That's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm not here to look at shit that I want to buy. They had this image, which you can't see. There it is. We get our first look at the movie Scorpion here. He's got like a robo tail, also boomerang. Who's this? Who's that supposed to be? I don't know. Oh, tarantula? Okay, cool. Yeah, there you go. That's what this is about. There he is. It's fine. It's in line with the stuff they did with the first movie. No, I don't care about Wuthering Heights. Like tech wise, it looks similar to the fucking the bird guy. Fuck! Oh my god, I can't believe. Batman. Remember when Batman was in Spider-Man? Yeah, looks similar to that, technology-wise. Disgraceful. What have I done? What have I done? All right, now the worst story of the day. AI continues to ruin everything. And this is probably the craziest one, so far. You know, as much as the graphics card manufacturers don't have new graphics cards to sell anymore, and they're not bringing out new ones, they're re-releasing old ones. Like, that's crazy. And what else? What else is going on in AI? The technology. RAM is like ridiculous prices. RAM that used to cost $100 is now like $400. Insane. But Western Digital today has said that all of their hard drives are sold out for the whole year. Western Digital do not have any hard drives to sell for the rest of 2026. It's just gone. It's all gone. It's February. It's the second month of the year. No more hard drives from Western Digital. According to Western Digital, this is yeah, exactly. So this is articles from Mashable. And they say, according to Western Digital, one of the world's biggest hard drive manufacturers, the company has already sold out of its storage capacity for 2026 with more than 10 months still left in the year. We're pretty much sold out for calendar 2026, said Western Digital CEO Irving Tan on the company's recent quarterly earnings call. Tan shared that most of the storage space has been allocated to its top 7 customers. 3 of these companies already have agreements with Western Digital for 2027 and even 2028. Furthermore, the incentive for these hardware companies to prioritize the average consumer is also dwindling. According to Western Digital, thanks to a surge in demand from its enterprise customers, the consumer market now accounts for just 5% of the company's revenue. Yeah, exactly. So consumers are 5% of the company's revenue because all of these companies are buying up all of the hard drives for their bullshit, AI and shit. AI companies have been eating up computer hardware as industry growth accelerates. Prices for products ranging from computer processors to video game consoles have skyrocketed due to these AI companies cannibalizing supply chains. The tech industry has already been experiencing a shortage of memory due to demand from AI companies. PC makers have been forced to raise RAM prices on a near regular basis as shortages persist. Video game console makers like Sony have even reportedly considered pushing the next PlayStation launch beyond the planned 2027 release in hopes that AI-related hardware shortages would be resolved by then. That's a good question, Josh. I have no idea. I don't know how. There's no end in sight right now. And it doesn't matter how many times consumers, we the people, tell AI companies, hey, we don't give a shit about your shitty fucking AI bullshit. They're just going to keep doing it. They're just going to keep going and pushing it and try to get people interested in some way. I don't know. Judgment day or bust, exactly. With this latest news from Western Digital, it appears the ever-increasing demands from AI companies for memory and shortage will continue to grow with no end in sight, unless, of course, investors decide to pull back from AI over fears that AI's promises may not come to fruition. But for now, at least, the shortages and price hikes for consumers will continue. And yeah, like that article just said, PS6 release for now they're saying 2028 or 2029. And from what I've heard of Xbox, they're still set for next year for their next Xbox, which just sounds like it's going to be a PC for the most part. Yeah. Interesting times when it comes to technology prices and just being able to even source technology. It's crazy. Like, basically, this is blocked off between secret societies, AI domination. I really thought the end of the world would be cooler. Yeah, it's really kind of lame. This is like the lamest end of the world we could have ever hoped for. Um, let's see. Let's see here. How are prices going today? How are we looking for prices for stuff? What's RAM price? What are RAM prices today? Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, Jesus fuck! Oh no, I shouldn't have looked. Why did I even look? What the fuck? Oh my god! Oh Jesus! $419 for two 8 gig sticks if you want 16 gigs of RAM. And that's like T-Force RAM, which is, I mean, they're a known brand, but they're not like the biggest brand of RAM. Uh where's the RAM? Where's the RAM prices here? Where are we? Memory. Okay. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So, basically with all these companies buying up the newest, highest, best quality RAM and hard drives and stuff, consumers are now left with all of the old stuff. Like if you, I mean, I usually go, like, the last 3 PCs I've built, I've gone with the previous generation stuff because it's just cheaper and it still works really good. Um, but if you are someone who usually does like to buy the latest, fastest, best stuff, it's gone. AI companies have it all. Holy fucking shit. These prices are insane. Yeah, exactly. What the look, the thing is, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is really expensive, but also I don't know how much this stuff was before. But to me, $2,699 for 64 gigabytes of RAM. Sorry, 128 gigabytes of RAM, two 64 gig sticks. Seems high. That seems like a high price to pay for some fucking RAM. That's more than like that's more than I would pay for an entire computer. So I've got 32 gigs in my computer right now. Yeah, I feel like guillotines are probably pretty cheap. I feel like you can get those fairly cheap, probably on eBay, maybe AliExpress. I mean, you don't need a good one, surely. It has one job. As long as the blade's sharp enough. Um, there you go. Okay, let's see. 32 gigs of RAM. What are we looking for 32 gigs? Hang on. Okay. Can I? Okay, this website doesn't let. Okay, I'm gonna check a different website, and we're gonna see, because I just want to see desktop RAM. No, and we want DDR5 because that's like the newest, bestest stuff, right? And I'm gonna go 2 16 gig sticks. Now the Triton Royal is like, it looks nice. This has always been expensive, but they want $1,000 for this, and I feel like it didn't used to be that expensive. The cheapest. Okay, so Corsair Vengeance is like, that's sort of like the basic stuff. You know, I feel like if you just want to build a PC, a good PC that, if best for the price, 2 16 gig sticks is $709 of DDR5. And then let's go. What's DDR4 doing these days? What's Dance Dance Revolution 4 doing? I'm going low to high. See, oh god. So 16 gig. So not even 32. 16 gig of RAM. Corsair Vengeance. This is what I would put typically in a PC. I'm pretty sure all of our PCs that I've built have this stuff in it. $229 for 16 gig of RAM. That's DDR4. Corsair Vengeance. Now that hasn't gone up that much, I will say. Like that's maybe like $30 more than typical, but it's still higher than it used to be. And you're looking at $400 for 32 gig. And that's on special at the moment because they're supposedly charging $429 for that. Crazy. And then I'm sure graphics cards have also gone up, right? What's a good Welcome to the news show where I just see how much PC parts cost these days. Like I told my wife I was going to build her a PC this year. Let's see. GPUs. Let's go with AMD. Let's go with the older. They have one. There's one graphics card. That can't be right. I just spat everywhere. Graphics cards. Okay, so they only have one of the older GPUs. You just learned that to AI generate a 100-word email takes roughly 5,000 mils of water, and data centers tend to run on close to 20 million liters per day. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by, Josh. Have good works. Graphics cards aren't too bad. These are fine, I guess. I mean, I'd be looking in the like a 9070 range. I've got a 5700, so a 9070 would be closest if I wanted to, you know. If you want that mid-range for an AMD card, and those are $900. I think I paid 800, maybe 700 for the 5700 back in the day, so I think graphics card prices are, at least for AMD, are still fine. Nvidia always charges a lot more for their cards for whatever reason. Probably because people buy them. People see Nvidia on a graphics card and they go, obviously, they're the best. We have to get that. But AMD cards are very good. Yeah, you may not get like DLSS or whatever, and your ray tracing may not run as well. But AMD cards are still good, especially for the price. So there you go. That is the show for today. That's all the news I got for you. That's all. That's all the PC part prices I've got for you today. So in closing, let's say that AI fucking sucks, and I hate what it's doing to the general consumer, who gets affected the most because, you know, these companies are all buying it. They've got all the money, and now they have all of the technology to make stupid AI videos about fucking whatever bullshit is popular with the kids these days on TikTok. I hate it. Anyway, that's a downer ending. Thank you for watching, though. I'll be back tonight with Stark or Stank with Josh, where we will talk about Wonder Man, which I now have to go and watch the last 3 episodes of. So I will see you tonight at 8:30. Goodbye.